I'm back with a modification to our thread bed design. One of our viewers asked if I could do some close-ups of the corners. I'm going to do that today, and I'm going to add a couple more tweaks just for fun. This is the fabric I'm using right here, and it came with this red stripe along the edge. So I've ironed it in half, and I'm going to sew it to the bottom of the iron-on fabric and make a little pouch for my scissors and whatnots. And I'm sewing it to this before I iron it to the background fabric so that the stitches don't show on the outside. Okay, we're back. As you can see, I've ironed the sticky batting on here. Make sure you iron on the correct side. So one of the things I noticed is you have to flip it over. I always use a Teflon sheet on top. The sticky side is on the back. So you have to iron on the back side of where the interfacing is sticky, if that makes sense. If you iron from the top, it doesn't get hot enough underneath to make it stick. You notice also that I put a little piece of ribbon in here. Once I fold the edges over, then this will be a little loop you can put a connector on and hang your scissors, whatever you want. And let me remind you, if you haven't watched the first video of this, go ahead and do that first, because this one's not going to be as detailed. I'll have links in the description, but some of the details that you need will be in the first video. This is more about design modifications and close-ups on the corners. So now I'm going to start my corners, and before I had said that you fold them in and leave about 1/8 of an inch here, so that and then you trim around these edges. So I'm going to scooch up here and see if I can do that. I'm not drawing or taking time or anything. I'm just winging it. And that cuts the bulk out of the corner. Okay? You see that? Then when you fold over and press, you'll see that there's no bulk in that corner, but there's just enough that when it folds over, it covers that edge. So let me iron these and then I'll give you a close-up of that. Okay, so now you're still gonna fold that corner in first. You see that? Might have to trim that back. It's a little fiddly, but it's worth it. Okay, so then those are folded over. Okay, and again, we'll make sure that's folded over. It's kind of like wrapping a package. You got to get them nice and snug in there, and no wrinkles. Now, when you see, I'm going to focus. Here we go. I'm going to finish the other two corners and go stitch this down and come back. Okay, so we're all stitched up. The pockets did make the corners a little bulky, so you can see my corners aren't perfect, but I can go back and hand stitch those a little tighter if I want. The point is, it's functional. It doesn't have to be perfect. You can see we got great pockets here. My seam ripper and my scissors. They're just very handy. You could put a package of needles in there. Here's my needle threader. You could put a couple of clips in case your fabric's getting in your way. Fold it in half. And then you can see how to do the snaps on the first video. I'm not going to go through that detail here, but here's my best corner. Sometimes the fabric will start to stretch on you a little when you're stitching around the edges. You just keep pulling it towards that corner and you can tuck that all up in the corner. Good luck and enjoy your stitching.